Tila totoo nga raw ang kasabihang, sadyang hindi natutulog ang karma. Matapos ang umano'y panggigipit at tila panggurgor sa pamilyang Duterte, lalong-lalo na sa pangalawang pangulo na si Sara Duterte, na tila pinaulanan ng walang katapusang samut-saring pangbabatikos ng administrasyon ngayon. Sa wakas, gumagana pa rin pala ang judiciary sa Pilipinas. Pamilyang Marcos tila muli raw kinarma. Kamakailan lamang, kinumpirma na at idiniklara na ng Korte Suprema na ang 57.68 hectares na property ng pamilyang Marcos sa Barangay Suba, Paon, Ilocos Norte ay pinatunayang ill-gotten wealth at ipinag-uutos pa ng Korte Suprema na ibalik na ito. Ayon pa sa balita na inilabas ng Korte Suprema, SC Marcos family's Poway property ill-gotten. The Supreme Court EC has ruled that a 57.68 hectare property in Barangay Suba, Pao, Ilocos Norte, owned by the Marcoses, constitutes ill-gotten wealth in a decision penned by Associate Justice Marvic Leonen. The ECN Bank rule as unconstitutional. The 25-year lease agreement signed on December 20, 1978 between the late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and the Philippine Tourism Authority, PTA. The Poway property, which was leased at a low rate of just 1 peso per year, was intended for the development of the Poway Lake area. But the High Court noted in its verdict that there was no evidence to support Marcos Sr.'s ownership of the land at the time the lease was executed. The AC also stated that Poway Lake and its surroundings are part of National Park, categorizing the land as public property that cannot be privately appropriated. The ruling further said that despite the issuance of Presidential Decree number 1554 that opened the land for acquisition, no documentation exists providing that the property was transferred to Marcos Sr. before the 1978 lease agreement. As a result, the AC declared that Marcos Sr. had no authority to lease the land, making the contract invalid, Leonen wrote in his decision. The High Court also said that the contract included provision stating that ownership of any improvement made during the lease would revert to Marcos Sr. upon its termination. This arrangement was found to violate the constitutional prohibition against the president holding any financial interest in a government contract.
Bigyan ko lang kayo ng breaking news. Post ito ng Philippine Star. Tungkol ito sa mga Marcoses. Yung mga kaso pa nila noon, 27 years ago, mga graft cases na naisampa sa kanila. Ito, may desisyon na ang Sandigan Bayan. Okay, ito ang, basahin ko ang post ha. The Sandigan Bayan 5th Division found former First Lady Imelda R. Marcos guilty of 7 counts of graft and sentenced her 6 to 11 years in prison of a graft case that ran for 27 years. So, yun po ang pangyayari. Correct me if I'm wrong, meron ibang kaso na found guilty rin ang dating First Lady, and I believe itong unang kaso na ito is on appeal na. Hindi ko na alam kung nasa Court of Appeals pa o nasa Supreme Court na. So ito panibagong kaso na dinesisyonan ng Sandigan Bayan. So justice system natin ito is pwede pang i-appeal, kaya hindi muna siya maprepreso. Katulad din ni Franz Castro na katulad ni Franz Castro, convicted na siya sa RTC ng child trafficking ba, child abuse. So hindi pa siya nakulong dahil on appeal. So I am very sure ito ia-appeal ng Marcos family akyat sa Court of Appeals hanggang makarating pa sa Supreme Court. Ganyan po tayo. Ano pa? Yung ano pang mga kaso na maaalala ko? Yung tax evasion case. Diba, election issue ito nung May 2022 na election, yung desisyon na ng Supreme Court na ang mga Marcoses magbabayad ng how much, nakalimutan ko na. Ang hirap, depensahan yan ng una. Ang paliwanag is, hindi, kinukompute pa ng mga abogado. Kasi convicted talaga ang Marcos family ng tax evasion case. So, ito na naman. Sayang, ako nung una, bilib ako sa Marcos family. Kasi, ang ganda ng ginawa ng Pangulong Marcos Sr. Although, hindi rin perfect ang kanyang administration, kaya may mga ganitong pangyari. So, akala ko, hindi sila corrupt. Ito na na nangyayari na desisyon na ng korte, although wala pang final hatol ng Korte Suprema, kailan dito mo na makikita akala ko maganda ang palakad, kailan itong ginagawa ng anak, wala na. Don't know kung anong mangyari. Okay, yung binasa ko mga comments is pwedeng bigyan ng pardon kasi ang presidente, anak ang presidente, pwede ba siyang bigyan ng pardon? Oh, yes na yes. Anong tawag doon? Presidential pardon. Pwedeng hindi na makulong kasi ang anak, dahil nanay niya ayaw niya, di pwede niyang ipardon. But let's see what will happen. Kapangyarihan ng Pangulo yung maggawad ng pardon sa mga ganyan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin nito is buhay na buhay pa ang hustisya natin sa bansa. Kasi bilib ako itong 5th division ng Sandigan Bayan, matapang. Hindi nila iniisip na nanay siya ng presidente ngayon. Kung anong lumabas sa trial, findings nila, guilty talaga. Okay? Diba? So, buhay pa ang ating, magtiwala lang tayo sa mga korte, lalo na ang Supreme Court. Buhay na buhay. Ako, napakalaki ang tiwala ko pagdating sa Supreme Court na makukuha mo talaga ang hustisya. Lalo na ngayon, yung mga patong-patong na kaso ng administrasyon ito, yung PhilHealth issue, 2 petisyon ang naisampa sa PhilHealth issue. Yung impeachment ni BP Sara, 2 petisyon din yan, magkahiwalay. Yung mga vloggers, petisyon din yan. Yung isang kaso, kalimutan ko na yung isa pang kaso, basta 7 kaso na, 7 petisyon na ang naisampa sa Supreme Court laban sa administrasyon ito, at karamihan yan involves yung pag-manage ng finances sa ating bansa, at ang pinakamalala yung ginawa nila sa budget for 2025 na considered most corrupt budget in our nation's history. So, what will happen? Na-release na ang 65% budget. Marso pa lang. Paano kung i-desisyon ng Supreme Court na ang constitutional? Na-release ng pera, nagastos na. What will happen? Magkakaroon ng, I don't know, sana maayos ka ganito. Pag-usapan natin itong post ni Brigadier General De Leon, tungkol ito sa kawawang kalagayan ng mga sundalo natin. Pinangakuan sila ng increase sa kanilang daily food allowance. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin. Ito, sabi ni General De Leon, basahin ko ang post hayan. According to the Armed Forces of the Philippines, the 350 pesos subsistence or food allowance for soldiers have been successfully incorporated into the signed 2025 General Appropriations Act. Yehey! Okay, the question now is, when is it going to be successfully released so that the soldiers can successfully enjoy it? Diba, it was successfully pinagyabang about by Martin Romualdez in front of general officers that resulted into a successfully extracted commitment of we will watch your back. Mamaya, iparinig ko sa iyo itong tawag ni Speaker Martin Romualdez kay AFP Chief of Staff General Browner tungkol itong pangakong increase pagkain allowance ng mga sundalo. Kung sa bagay, habang hindi pa nare-release yung budget, pwede naman ulamin muna ang piniritong budget. Wow! Ano kayang lasa ng piniritong budget? Budget gisado? Tinortang budget? Pinak budget? O pinakbet? Pinak budget? Nilagang budget? Inihaw na budget? Kinilaw na budget? At sinampalukang budget? Martin Romualdez, anak ng baka, bulahan lang ata tayo Marso na. Bukas, kahapon siya nagpost o Marso na ngayon. Wala pa rin yung pinangako. Ito na yung tawag ni Speaker Martin Romualdez sa mga sa mga generals natin. Andali.
I'm here with our chair for ACO and our ACO bicameral members.
Hi, Chief Ronnie.
Please,
Yan na si Romualdez.
to the AFP, to our men and women in uniform, that as we committed, that the subsistence daily allowance from 150 to 350 has not only been affirmed, but it's been approved and it's being signed right now. We will ratify the bicameral report this afternoon. So, please tell that.
Oh, palakpak. Kasi approve na daw ang budget
They heard. That's all fake news. Basta nagsalita tayo when we speak. As the Speaker in the House, when we speak, we mean it and we will always deliver. You are top priority, sir. Please tell the men and women in the AFP, top priority po kayo. And we are fully committed to support all of you and to keep your morale high, to always take care of you. Please convey that.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Mabuhay ang AFP. Mabuhay kayo lahat.
Salamat, sir.
Okay.
I will relate this, sir, to the troops on the ground, and then I will continue my speech during the AFP anniversary.
So the design here in the BICAM, it will be ratified tonight in the plenary. We will ratify the budget on Wednesday, and the President will sign it into law. That is as good as gold.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to allay any fears that there was anything other than what we have committed in Sambales to you and to the troops. Mabuhay.
Maraming salamat po, sir. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat, sir.
We look forward to our fellowship on the 13th at Aguinaldo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mabuhay. Merry Christmas to all. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Thank you.
Magandang regalo po sa mga sundalo, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
More will be coming. We'll be looking for more ways to support the troops. Assure them.
Yes, sir.
We assure them more for next year as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Salamat po. Salamat. Salamat.
So, yeah, that was December, And ako, personally, nung marinig ko yan, tuwan-tuwa din ako. Kasi ang laking tulong yan sa mga sundalo, ma-increase ang food allowance from 150 to 350. Ang laking bagay niyan. Kaya lang, pangako Sabi niya, basta ang ganda yung salita niya, basta nagsalita tayo, gagawin natin, we will deliver. Ito na ngayon, sinisingil ni General De Leon, anak ng baka, bulahan lang ata tayo.